Hey everyone, this is Anna. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you how I made these 4 cards using a brand new set of dies called Lots of Dots die set. This one has 2 dies. One is just for the outer edge and of course the inside that makes the little dots. And I will be creating these 4 cards just to show you 4 different looks that you can make with a die. For the first card, I actually don't have the footage of me cutting the 2 pieces of paper, but basically one is in black and the other one is in sour lemon color. For the card number 2, I cut one in green and the other one in white. And the one in white, I place it slightly off on the die. That way when I put the 2 sheets of paper together, it shows an offset, and you will see here in a few seconds how that looks when it's put together. For card number 3, I have blue cardstock and I run it through the die, and then I'm also going to work on the card base, which is in yellow, and I just put half of the card base under the die. And next I will just fold the card in half, and that will create my card base. This is an A2 size card, by the way. I will also need another white panel to be run under the die, and this one is to create 2 things. One is some circle embellishments that I will use on card number 3, and with the remainder of the panel, don't throw it away because you will use that for card number 4. That will be the front panel of the last card. For card number 3, you will also need to run a second white cardstock. And this one here will be used with the mini bow die set to create the white bow on the card. Next, I will be doing all the stamping for each of the 4 cards, and you will notice that I stamp all the images per card in one piece of cardstock, and that way whenever it's time to color, I have all the images per card separately, and this helps me keep track of all the images whenever I'm working on several cards at the same time. I colored all the images using Copic markers. I did not film myself coloring, but the next time you see all the images, they are ready to be assembled. On the first card, I use a white card base and I adhere the black panel onto the card base, and then the sour lemon, I cut it a little bit shorter and kind of put it tilted to one side so the black cardstock can peek right behind and make that a really cool effect. For the sentiment, I put happy birthday, and then I use one of the Copic markers to line the edges just to give it more dimension, and just kind of tilt it to the side. I embellish with some journey sequins. This color is called Special Celebration, and it's silver sequins, and I just adhere it using some journey glaze. For card number 2, I adhere the green onto the white. Originally I was going to do them the same size, but then I changed my mind and I wanted to have a piece of the white showing on the side and on the bottom, so I ended up putting it this way. Then I cut the sentiments into 2 pieces and adhere them using some foam squares. For card number 3, I adhere the blue panel onto the card base, the yellow card base, and then in the inside, so I will be able to write my message, I put white cardstock and it peeks through the front, so it gives it a really cool look. And this is how you assemble the mini bow that I cut previously, and I just used the Journey craft glue to adhere it. You can also use glue dots if you have those available. I wanted this card to have a lot of dimensions, so I adhere everything using some foam squares, and then I add some Journey glaze to the sentiment, to the inside of the star, the middle part of the bow, and some other areas of the cloud and the heart. Then I adhere some of those circles that I cut from the white panel, and just put them throughout the card. And then I add the little moon and add some Journey glaze to some of the dots. Now I'm ready to assemble card number 4, which is our last card. I start by adhering the panel using some foam squares to give it a lot of dimension. And this little fish I decided to put right on the card base, just kind of peeking through one of the circles. And the bigger fish, I use some foam squares to adhere. And the other pieces, the corals and all the other plants, are also adhered with foam squares. And the sentiment I decided to do kind of like a fish tail, and then adhere with foam squares as well. I finish using some Journey glaze on the fishes, and on the big fish I don't use it on all the scales. I just picked a few of them, and then you will see me adding some sparkle cuts and adding some shimmer. Now I'm just adding some bubbles, which are also part of that stamp set, and makes it so very cute. And I just added that as a last embellishment. And that ends the tutorial for the 4 cards. As you can see, you can use that die for many different looks and different styles. And it's a lot of fun to use, and I think I will be experimenting a little more just to kind of figure out new ways of using it. If you would like more information on where to get this die, please look at the video description below and you will find a link for it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and that you give it a try. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, that way you won't miss any new videos that are coming up. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below or send me an email. I'll be happy to help you in anything I can. Thanks again, take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you next time.